Have you ever heard your cell phone go off and when you check it, hoping it's that guy you like, it's three other guys that you don't like at all that will not leave you alone? It's a really frustrating feeling when the guy that you actually do like acts like he can't be bothered, while the guys that you don't give a flip about are constantly blowing up your phone all over your social media, asking you out. They're in your face. I've been there, and if you want to know why this keeps happening to you, I just might have an answer for you. Hello, friends. My name is Maria, and for almost 20 years, I chased my tail wondering why guys I didn't like couldn't get enough of me, while the guys I did like treated me as an option, not a priority. Until one day, I sat down at my kitchen table. I took a moment to paint my nails, and I began to look back at all of my relationships, and I started to notice patterns in what I was doing with guys that I didn't like and what I was doing with guys I did like. And I started to finally realize, oh, that's the difference. That's why they're acting this way. So if you are constantly frustrated by checking your phone and it never seems to be the guy that you like, then grab a bottle of nail polish. Let me know in the comments what color you are showing your self-love with today, and let's talk. I first began to realize exactly what I was doing wrong in my dating life when I was having a particularly frustrating Sunday. There was a guy I'd gone out on a date with, and I sent him a text, and every time my phone went off, I would check it really excited, thinking it must be him. But every time it went off, it was maybe a guy that was making a comment on my social media page, or a guy that was sending me, hey, how's your day? And the problem was, I didn't really like these guys, but they were the only ones texting me. It's never the guy that you like, right? I was so frustrated, I got out a piece of paper and I wrote down, how come it's the guys I don't like that always text me, but the guys I do like never text me back? There it is. That was the difference. Did you catch that? The difference is in the word back. How come the guys I don't like are always texting me, but the guys I do like never text me back? I'm the one chasing. I'm the one initiating the text messages. I'm the one putting off that needy vibe that says, please pay attention to me. And this is important because I realized how much I treated the guys that I liked different. I treated them so differently from the guys that I was indifferent about. Without even realizing it, I was accidentally doing very attractive behaviors to the guys that I was indifferent about, and that's why they found me very attractive. But the guys that I did like, I was putting off very unattractive behavior, and in turn, they weren't overly attracted to me. It's frustrating when the guys that you don't like are the only ones that seem to like you, but here is exactly why they like you. Number one, you're not acting like you need anything from them. We all want and need love from someone else. And when we like someone, we want the love from them. We want them to like us. We need them to like us. But not guys that we don't like. So we don't put off that needy, clingy, please like me vibe. We're not accidentally being pick-me girls. Pick-me girls never get picked. The second reason that guys you're not interested in really like you, you don't overcrowd them with your presence. You might see them out at social events and talk to them and smile at them, but because you're not that interested in them, you're not accidentally cornering them or trying to get their attention all night and making them feel like they can't talk to anybody else or they're having a hard time talking to anyone else because you're in their face. Yeah, I used to do this. The third reason is you don't come off like you're trying too hard. You're not sending them memes all the time, trying to make them laugh, or sending them funny little anecdotes, or trying to make quippy comments on their social media, or trying to post things to get their attention like, look at me, look at this new great job I have, look at this cool place that I've traveled to. Your energy comes off. You might think that you're being laid back and breezy, but we all have nervous systems. We can feel each other's nervous system. When you're really laser focused on one person, whether you realize it or not, they can feel it. And if they don't know you very well, it might feel like a lot of pressure. Or let me give you an example of being more yourself. If I was out eating with a guy that I really liked, I would probably order finger food and sort of pick it apart and, you know, eat it in little pieces, and everything's very nervous. You know, you don't want to get food in your teeth. If I was out with a guy that I didn't really care if he liked me or not, I'm ordering the ribs. I'm getting the wings. I'm laughing. I'm drinking. I'm having a great time. My attitude is much more magnetic because I'm not so nervous and self-conscious. It doesn't matter what the other person thinks of me. I'm just there to have fun. And trust me, smiling, laughing, chicken wing eating girl is way more fun to be around than nervous, quiet, picking at salad girl. Reason number 4 why guys that you're not interested in are more interested in you is because you are accidentally more hot and cold over text messages. When it's someone that you're not really that interested in, you don't really give a hoot when you text them back because it doesn't matter to you whether the conversation keeps going or not. You're accidentally getting these guys addicted to you because sometimes when they text you, you text them back right away. Sometimes when they text you, it might take you hours or maybe not even until the next day. And what it does is sometimes they pull a lever and they get a reward, and sometimes they pull a lever and they don't. And they have that dopamine crash, but then when you text them back a few hours later, they're filled with dopamine. And this is what gets people addicted to you, accidentally, but it does happen. It's science. It's attraction. I'm not telling you this because I want you to start jerking people around and playing games in your dating life. That game playing is never attractive. People are not dumb. They can tell when you're playing games and it looks incredibly childish. However, when you start to calm your nervous system down when it comes to texting and you start treating all guys like this across the board, not just guys that you're not interested in, but you also treat guys that you are interested in this same way. That's the key to it all. You have to treat everyone the same. If you are interested in learning how to do this, I posted a video last week about how to raise your attraction game over text messages. I will put the link to that video down in the description below. Now, I'm not saying this is going to work on every guy because not every guy is going to be genuinely interested in you, but it's definitely going to help your odds with guys that you do like, because now you're treating them the same as the guys you don't like, the same guys who can't get enough of you, and that's kind of the point of all this, right? When you can learn to calm down your nervous system. I used to struggle a lot with anxiety in dating, and one of the most frustrating things is I was accidentally misrepresenting myself with guys that I liked because I came across as someone who was very, very needy and very clingy. And actually, when I started to have experience with more secure relationships, I realized that I can be a pretty laid-back person to date. But the guys I liked didn't know that because I was always blowing up their phone, texting them or double texting them, putting off all kinds of unattractive behavior that I never needed to do. And when I stopped doing this stuff, that's when I started becoming more attractive to guys I didn't like and the guys that I did like. You don't just want to get the excited energy from the guys that you're not interested in. You also want to get the guys that you are interested in excited about you too. And if you are interested in the subject of dating with a happier, healthier mindset, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell, or send these videos to a girl that you know who's struggling in the dating world, because goodness knows, I wish I had learned this stuff years ago. This brings me to my final thought about why guys that you don't necessarily like seem to be more interested in you. It's because you're more interesting. When you talk to guys that you don't necessarily expect anything from them, you're not trying to brag on yourself or spill your resume. I mean, think about when you're out with a guy that you really like, a lot of us tend to get really excited and we accidentally overshare on our dates, but we might not necessarily realize that we're oversharing. When you don't accidentally overshare or spill your guts on the first and second date, you remain a mystery, and mystery is sexy. Sometimes I think back on not even necessarily romantic relationships, but some of the best friendships that I've formed. They happened slowly. They happened where I met the person and then over time I got to know them more and more, and it actually caused our bond to become deeper. I don't know what it is, but there is definitely a difference between going out to lunch with someone and having them spill their whole life story, or meeting someone and over time you get to know each other. You learn about at first you're having fun with them. You have a good chemistry and you're having a good time. And then as you get to know them, you learn more about them. And then you maybe start to learn the more dynamic things about them, like their interests or things that were painful for them growing up. And it actually causes you to love them more. Because now you know that this person doesn't share this stuff with just anybody. And they're choosing to share it with you. And it makes you feel important. And it makes you feel special. And everyone likes to feel that way. And the person you're dating also likes to feel that way, whether they know it or not. And I'll tell you, I know that this works when you keep things light and fluffy and fun and superficial, at least for the first little while dating. I realized this was working when I started going out with a guy, and a couple months in, he sent me a text, maybe not quite a couple months, but at least a month and a half. He sent me a text in the middle of the day one day. And he was like, I feel like I need to know more about you. You know, what do you like? What do you see for yourself in the future? And this was like in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. And you know what that said to me? I had finally learned how to date someone without oversharing my thoughts, feelings, emotions, trauma. I wasn't treating my date like a therapist. I was treating them like a fun date. And when this guy texted me in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon, totally randomly asking more about me, you know what he was doing? He was thinking about me. He was wondering about me, and it was causing him to actually initiate a text and message me. It finally wasn't me always being the one chasing down, texting guys, trying to get their attention. This guy wanted my attention, and he wanted to learn more about me because I'd finally learned how to treat guys I like. I did definitely like him, but I had finally learned how to treat guys I did like the same exact way as guys I didn't like. And overall, it made me more attractive across the board to everybody. And it's going to do the same for you if you can practice doing these things with everybody. Think about the things you've heard in this video today. Take a hard look at your dating life and ask yourself, am I treating different kinds of guys differently? And start to work on treating all guys the same. Your behavior will accidentally and organically become more attractive to everybody. And before you know it, there's going to be a guy that you really like who cannot wait to take you out dancing the pink flamenco. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.